Hi there, welcome to a special edition of Man vs. Wild. I'm Bear Grylls and I'm here with my companion Steve Irwin,
How you doing
better
there,
known
mates?
as the Crocodile Hunter.
How you doing there, mates?
We're here in China, we've been here for 10 days, we're hungry and starving and we're ready to get out. Stay tuned to see what comes up next.
I've been in China now for about 10 days. All I've had to drink is my own urine. Wait, I think I see something in the distance. Crikey, mates, it's a pig. The ancient Chinese, they eat these all the time. I'm gonna see if I can catch him, see if I can find me and my buddy Bear some food. Be careful, stay back, these guys can be really wily. I brought my trusty knife with me. Keep going in. Oh, look at here, Bear's gonna be happy about this one. I happened to find one of its mates. They weren't the biggest, but they both had great tongues on them. Here in China, they eat these. The tongues, a great source of protein off the pig. You cut these suckers off and you boil them in a nice hot pot. You add a little flavorings and you got yourself a little meal here. These are gonna be good, come in handy later. In China, what they do, they take their famous Szechuan peppers, and after they boil them, they let them simmer in that, and it adds a great, really strong flavor to them. It's a great side dish for the Chinese. Me and Bear are really gonna enjoy these later.
As you all probably know, China is a very old country with over 4,000 years of continuous history.
Here in China, they take their food very seriously. It's all about family and tradition. Everything they eat and use is all part of their rich culture.
Now the Chinese are very traditional people. They don't like to waste anything. That is why you see them eating pig tongues and chicken feet, which we will see later in the program. I mean, the chicken feet and the pork tongue are more for the poor people, which is why, you know, I really like it because, I mean, they couldn't find anything else to eat, so they
made the best of what they had.
That's right, and that's why the
Very
Chinese,
resourceful. That's why they survived so long out here in these jungles.
That is exactly right, Steve. And that is why the Chinese are one of my favorite people and some of the best people to study about and learn about, because they are a very rich, sophisticated culture that we all should learn more about.
Now we're back here with this pork tongue. We're getting ready to cook it up. In our travels, we happened to stumble across Jet Li's house. The Jet Li, martial arts superstar. He said we can cook this here in his house to get an authentic Chinese flavor. I'm about to place it in the pot right now. It's gonna be insane. You ready? You ready? And it's in there. Now we're gonna let that cook for a few hours to get nice and tender. Then the real fun's gonna start. The Szechuan peppers oil.
Man vs. Wild will return after a quick message from our friends. Billy Mays here with my buddy McKees Rocks. How you doing, McKees?
Doing good, Billy. How you doing? What we got here today?
We got a knife here from ancient China.
Ancient China.
First time we've ever seen it here in the States.
The finest knives they have in China.
I mean, this thing cuts through anything. Look at this. It cuts right through a sponge. You see
Right through that.
Look
right
at
through that
it. It
sponge.
cut right through it.
The average knife. What do we have here? Oh, it's pork tongue.
We got some
in
pork
ancient
tongue.
China, they cut this shit up with this.
McKees, why don't you show us what it can do?
All right, let me show you what this thing can do.
Look at that. It's taking that pork tongue
Right up high. Right up high.
There's nothing better than this
Pork
knife.
is the #1 selling meat in China.
What
And they
you
use
saying?
this to cut their #1 selling meat. So it's their #1 selling knife.
Right on it. It says stainless steel from China. I don't know if you can read that, but I mean, this is one of the greatest knives you can
The
get.
greatest knife you could buy.
About 6 inches, 7 inches. I mean, this thing cuts through anything. You
Let's
just
be
saw it
honest.
yourself.
If you got in a fight at night and you had this with you, you could kill somebody. You'd be safe.
You'd be safe with that
You'd be
knife.
safe.
The Chinese have this very special dish called dim sum. Now, dim sum is a dish, usually for lunch, that consists of small portions of food, such as chicken feet. Now, the Chinese eat dim sum on a regular basis, but dim sum was founded a long, long time ago. When the Silk Road was was still around, the travelers and farmers would stop at the tea houses on the side and go drink tea. That was their custom in China, as it still is today. Now, it was considered very rude to eat while drinking tea, excuse me, until the shopkeepers figured out that they could make more money if they had food for the travelers when they sat down. Now, that was when dim sum was created. So these shopkeepers, they would have food, you drink tea. Farmers at the end of the day would stop at these tea houses, they'd drink tea, and everybody would be happy and they'd be on their merry way. Now, as you all know, chicken feet probably don't sound like the greatest food, but if you think about it, they're not that bad. I mean, they're just part of the chicken. People eat them all the time. Now, what the Chinese believe about the chicken foot is that when they eat it, it helps strengthen or keep healthy their foot, or like say they ate chicken legs. I mean, they feel that the leg will help keep their legs healthy and strong. I mean, the Chinese are big believers in that. That is why another reason why they eat the heart and the tongue of certain animals, because they believe that when in doing so, the body part that they consume will become stronger and healthier on their own body. Bear Grylls here, we're back here. We're with Wu, he's from China. We got into his house. We're cooking some chicken feet. Look at these things, boneless chicken feet. They're looking so good. Now, in order to cook these, Wu, how do we do it? We come over here, we turn on the stove. We must first wash our hands, we already did that. We turn the stove on, we start boiling them. And once they're boiled, we put them in a pan and fry them. And Wu tells us that's the best way to cook them, right, Wu?
Yeah.
Now, chicken feet are a special part to Chinese heritage, and dim sum is a great part to Chinese heritage. Dim sum's been around for a long time, is what I understand, correct?
Yeah.
So let's just thank Wu for letting us come into his spectacular house here and cooking these great food known as chicken feet.